principal researcher for this channel, Underdog Researcher. Folks, today is the continuation of my research recap on the Project SWFT. And today we're going to be talking about the second part of the Billionaire Blueprint. If you haven't watched the original videos, go look in my videos, check part 1 and part 2 of the Billionaire Blueprint if you truly want to know exactly the long-term plans for this project. But I also need you to get involved. If you want to bring your knowledge to the next level, then go to the link in the description of this video and click on the Telegram and join the Underdog Research Telegram. And also don't forget part 3, which is to go and sign up to be a part of the Underdog Metaverse. It's not going to be the same because I'm going to be releasing exclusive content for those of you who want to get the exclusive content in the metaverse that won't be posted anywhere else. Additionally, I'll be starting memberships for those of you who want to get research over the hype, and I'll give you exclusive content as well. Now, with that being said, if you're ready, let's get started. When I first did the Billionaire Blueprint for SWFT, one of the things that I looked at was the connections that no one had talked about, that you can't find on CoinMarketCap, that you can't find anywhere else. And I brought you connections. But what is it good to have a connection if you don't know how that connection works? Sure, you can find a connection to something, but it's important to understand the impact of that connection. Well, that's what I want to talk to you about today is part 2 of the Billionaire Blueprint. Now, I'll be referring to some of my notes because there's a lot of information that I gave you in that Billionaire Blueprint, and I'm breaking it down for you right now. So let's get into it. Christina Chen. Christina Chen was very, very important for the Billionaire Blueprint Part 2 because through her discussions that she had, it revealed a connection that no one had really talked about. Christina Chen, if you don't already know, is the CMO, Chief Marketing Officer for SwiftCoin. And she was invited to speak. And during the discussion, she made a statement. And she made a statement that she was involved with another project. And that led me to investigating what that other project was, which revealed a lot of information. But I can't just give you that part without giving a total shout out to an essential part of this research, and that is Black Rue Investing. Black Rue Investing, if you don't know who that is, stop what you're doing, go online and look up Black Rue Investing. He has provided the most in-depth, detailed information about Tim Draper and other major connections. And one of the things he did while I was still conducting my research was discuss a connection with Tim Draper, the multi-billionaire, and Christina Chen. He released that she was a part of Draper University. Now, you need to remember that because that will be important, not just for this video in the Billionaire Blueprint Part 2, but my upcoming video on MetaPath. Now, let's keep going. Now, during that time frame that she was there, she announced that she was a part of a project called MetaPath, a new project that she started. That was her words. Now, I'm like, MetaPath? If you're in SwiftCoin, you know that she's the CMO maybe, but we didn't know anything about MetaPath. So I looked into that. And when I looked into that, she made an announcement during this big event, and it was a IEEE Metaverse Congress. And she said, and I quote, she says that the MetaPath was a move for the Web3. And some of the things that she said, what I think was so important that you got to pay attention, because this is a part of the Billionaire Blueprint, was this. 1, MetaPath is made to align blockchain technology and allows you as the consumer to participate and receive rewards, financial rewards. She also said that MetaPath's purpose was to bring together all gaming, especially with NFTs, as the game makers are starting to see the uses of the utilization of blockchain in that space. Now, she says that there's a third part that is so important. I can't express how important this is. I totally agree with her. Is that there is an exclusive community that you have. And that is so important. This exclusive community is important for you to do. And so, as a part of this exclusive community in Web3, we have this opportunity. And so, that's what she talked about. So, as we go into this, MetaPath is that sister, if you will, company that allows Swift to pick up different areas of this Web3. We're talking about the metaverse. We're talking about NFTs. We're talking about RWA. We're talking about gaming. That is what MetaPath is. One place, just like SwiftCoin, to cross border payments. But this way, you can get cross NFTs and other virtual and digital assets. Now, as we looked into this on part two, we looked at something that was important, and that was that there was a rebranding. Now, why did Swift want to do a rebrand? Well, Swift didn't do a rebrand completely. What they did was collaborate with MetaPath. And they did that so they could have a 360 approach to this market. We can't forget that the digital market wasn't just blockchain. There's a lot of aspects to it. Now, looking into that, on April 14th, 2023, Christina Chen talked at this IE conference, and they brought together a lot of people who are in the industry as experts in blockchain to discuss the future of the Web3. And that was what MetaPath was born out of. But I wanted to know why we are just finding out about MetaPath and what was the connection that she said that Swift had with MetaPath because of her connection to MetaPath. So I looked into that, and I looked a little bit deep into it, and I found out that MetaPath was looked at and it was talked about by other people. There was talked about by writers who said that MetaPath was one of the top 10 metaverse spaces that does crypto research using ChatGPT and AI functions. And what that did is for them to be able to look at an NFT. And so let's say you have an NFT, and let's say that NFT allows you to have digital music or digital shoes like Nike has done or other brands. You would be able to look at prices across the ecosystem of other people who are selling that particular product and get the best deal. And be able to do that in real time by just simply putting in a couple of lines and asking a question. It will make suggestions. It will allow you to swap. That was the power of it. Now, looking at that, in 2021, I looked at that and I found out that MetaPath had an investment. And during that time, we found out that MetaPath had an investment between $500,000 and $2 million. Now, I don't know about you, but if I was going to throw my money away, would I throw $500,000 to $2 million away just like that? No, I would not. Somebody saw the value of the future of this space, just like Facebook and Meta, just like Apple. Other companies have seen this, Walmart, and the list goes on. Web 3.0 is here and it will continue to move forward. Now, I found during this research that there was a company, and this company directly invested in MetaPath called Shima Capital in 2021. Now, Shima Capital had some major people in this project, and let me tell you who were the investors. We had Bill Ackman, Billionaire, worth $4.3 billion invested in MetaPath. Alan Howard, Billionaire, $3.9 billion invested in MetaPath. Andrew Yang, former presidential candidate, worth $2.4 million, invested in MetaPath. Anoko Brands, Yatsu, makes $100 million a day almost, and he invested his company in a MetaPath. and Dragonfly Capital with Johannes Roes, and he also invested. Now, these individual companies have different areas in which they talk about, but let me show you something that I talked about in the Billionaire Blueprint that a lot of people jumped over. If you look at Andrew Yang and Amoko Brands Yatsu, they have something in common. See, Andrew Yang talked about the Data Dividend Project, giving American citizens ownership of their digital assets and making profit. See, right now, if you are on any of the social medias, and you can get on social media and people can use your likeness, they can use your content, and you don't get it paid a dime. They can get your information, your PII. Companies get it all the time, and you don't get paid a dime. So Andrew Yang started a project where he wants to look at how Americans can get themselves in a position to start getting paid for our PII. Now, I think that's important because if you look at that and you look at the long term of getting paid for your personal information, that is the way it should be. No different than anything else. These companies should compete for our business. And giving away your personal information for free is something that he was talking about in this project. But also, in Amoko Brands, Yatsu, he talks about digital property rights. So both of those two individuals who invested in MetaPath have something in common. They both see the value of having our digital property rights, getting some profit for that, for your personal information, and having value to owning digital property. Now, going further, they talked about how MetaPath has limitless potential. And there was some things that MetaPath discussed is research this. One of the things they discussed is China, their NFT trademark company, started to create new regulation about how to value NFTs and other digital assets, laying the foundation for that area, virtual currencies, and also trade. Walmart and a Good USA started the conversation again about that as well. Walmart talked about how can we make the shopping experience better for us. So these are individuals that MetaPath had discussed and how we have to see the market as an economy, a virtual economy. And that is why these individuals started this MetaPath. Now, as I looked into this, I found a huge connection. Three of those individuals, Ramble Land, Breven Howard, and also in Amoka Brands, Yatsu, were invested in a project, and that was called the Eden Layer, and others. And those three individuals were also invested in MetaPath. And what's so interesting is Ramble Land, the owner of SWFT, the CEO, being connected a second time with these other billionaires who also invested in MetaPath. And MetaPath is a direct collaboration with SWFT. And the CMO of SWFT is also a part of that project for MetaPath. All interconnected. Now, what's important to take from this? Before this research was released, not many people were aware of MetaPath's existence, understood what it does. And still, I don't think that there has been a good foundation laid about what MetaPath does for SWFT and what SWFT does for MetaPath. That's part of the thing that I thought was important to bring to you. So in the next upcoming video, you don't have to wait any longer. In a two-part series about MetaPath, I will bring you the MetaPath project, about what it is, its origins, what it can do, and the future and who's involved. It is important for the Billion Dollar Blueprint that you understand not just the connections between these companies and billionaires, but also how they want it to work. Oftentimes, we are not a part of that planning and we don't get this information first. But through this research, we have a rare opportunity. We have a rare opportunity to get there first and to be aware of what's happening. Now, folks, just like everything else, I can't tell you that this is going to go to the moon, nor will I try to tell you if it's going to go to zero tomorrow. That is not the function. The function is to provide you research about a topic. The topic of research in the Billionaire Blueprint was the connections of billionaires directly connected through MetaPath to SWFT, and also their next steps. Now, with that being said, you have an opportunity to leverage this information. Now, one of the things you can do to leverage this information is to share this information with others. Community is essential. So if you are looking at this project and you want others to be aware of it, then the best thing you can do is to press that share button. Go to your social medias and in your phone and share it with 10, 20 people, and then tell them to look at it. And if they have questions, help them. That is what it's all about, because these billionaires and millionaires, they are definitely talking and communicating with each other. So you have an opportunity to do the same thing. There is power in community. In the next upcoming video, we will discuss MetaPath. And I will provide, for the first time ever I've seen anywhere posted, a detailed video that will be 2 parts about MetaPath and its direct connection with SWFT. Go back and look at my part 2 of the Billionaire Blueprint if you want the details of this project. But that is everything in a nutshell of what was discussed in the Billionaire Blueprint Part 2. I hope you enjoyed this research. Go to the link in the description of this video. Sign up for the Telegram, sign up for the Metaverse in the Underdog Research channel, and get exclusive content. And coming soon, I will give you different ways that you can connect with me. That's all I have. Until next time, this has been the researcher for this channel on the Underdog Research channel. I hope you have a good day and take care.